Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome each one of you for the 29th Conference of All India Banking Employees Association. The President, Shri Rajan Nagarji, the General Secretary, Shri Venkatachalamji, my colleague and brother, Shri Arvind Sawantji, my colleague in Parliament, Binoy Vishwamji, Shri Nandu Chavan, and because of whom I'm really here is Mr. Turzapurkar. So I would really like to thank him for showing faith in me, people who have come to Amchi Mumbai from the entire country. तुमच्या सगळ्यांचं मनापासून स्वागत करते मुंबईमध्ये. I welcome each one of you from the bottom of my heart and all our international guests who have come here from 12 countries. We really welcome each one of you, and I hope you love India because we have deep relationships with India, with all the countries that were mentioned. So it's really an honor and a pleasure for me to be here this morning. Actually, my relationship with Mr. Turzapurkar started very strangely. He writes a column on finance, which is not my core strength, nor is finance, nor is banking my core strength. I'm one of those women who still leans on the husband for banking. So when we were discussing banking and financial literacy, I think I have to start with myself before I preach it to anybody else. So it clearly gives a signal that we may have large programs of financial literacy, but have they really deep-rootedly reached Indian homes? I hate to admit with full humility and sadness that it has not happened. And I always tell AIBEA every time I get an opportunity that you give these targets to banks कि इतने अकाउंट खोलने हैं और इतना financial literacy program करना है. It happens on paper, but is really convert into a reality is something we must not as just as critics, but as reality we should introspect in the larger interest of the nation. Because it's wonderful for here in Parliament. इतने हमने जनधन अकाउंट खोले, अरे अकाउंट खोले लेकिन अकाउंट का आगे क्या हुआ? So it's like a target कि ये करना है. The numbers come in Parliament and the outcome is really nothing. And I'm saying this not as a critic of the government, but as a genuine citizen who really wants each Indian to come into the banking system. And I mean, on a very serious note, even demonetization, whether it was good, bad, kala paisa, aaya, nahi aaya, kiske account mein kitna hai, that's not what I want to get into. But today in Parliament, when we have debates, what is the CIC? Today, cash in circulation is more than what it was before demonetization. This is the reality, and I'm not saying this, Government of India is saying this. So then the answer they give us is, अरे economy बढ़ रही है तो cash भी बढ़ेगा. I agree with you, but then demonetization से क्या पाया तुमने? So if the cash is still going up, then I have an issue with all these other currencies that are coming up. Crypto was the new hot potato going everywhere. I was the first parliamentarian to challenge and object to crypto, and I still stand by it that unless there is legislation, I mean, this is the only government in the world, I think, has taxed something which is not legalized. I even asked this question in Parliament, crypto ke khilaf, and I got trolled, that young gentleman who has got 7 memos, I don't know where he's gone. So the 7 memo star was saying that, social media pe, we have to get stronger. I am telling you, I am a victim of crypto. When I said crypto ke khilaf maine jab bhashan kiya, I was trolled, has said that such uneducated parliamentarians are hopeless. This country has no future if such uneducated people who object to crypto are getting elected. I was trolled and trolled and trolled because obviously there's a big lobby. I'm not against lobbying, each to their own. You lobby for what you think is good or bad. But this entire crypto lobby went completely against me, and I, with full honesty, would like to tell you that, everybody has an impression that in Parliament we are only fighting. We don't fight, we do some good work also. I mean, I'm going to defend my fraternity. कि हम काम भी करते हैं, ऐसे इतने भी निकम्मे में और अरविंद जी नहीं है कि हम लोग काम नहीं करते, सिर्फ चिल्लान चिल्ली करवाते. But when we have had very good discussions on crypto, I very honestly want to admit to you that with crypto, Parliament was entirely divided. There were the youngsters of the 30s and early 40s who were all pro-crypto, and all of us, now Google tells you the age, so I'm not going to hide my age. So anybody above 40, 45 was anti-crypto because we all were scared कि crypto पैसा कहाँ से आएगा? It will be somebody will be sitting in with somewhere abroad, will close the account. How will you know? How will you track it? And it's not legalized. So it was a very complicated issue. So with banking, with this new kind of technology coming in, with new kind of currencies coming in, then all these change. I mean, if you ask me, there's a banking disruption going on. So I'm very, very alarmed and concerned. I'm not taking away from the intent of the government of India. I've not come here to criticize the government of India, but I'm just sharing my concerns, which I'm sure the intent may be good, but the way of implementation may be a huge challenge. While I was sitting here, I was speaking to Sri Binoyji, and we were discussing, I said, Lal Salam, somebody said. I can never forget this. Lal Salam in numbers may be going down, but I'll tell you, the power of Lal Salam shakes up tremendous things. I have seen it. I will be really brave to say this in such a big audience. I'm not sure if, I'm not left, I have to admit with full humility, I'm not left. But I'm not right at all, that I have to admit. I'm closer to the left than to the right, obviously. But on a serious note, there are two things about the left which completely I'm in awe of. And there are two stories I would like to share. One is that when the Lal Salam decides to do something, only way to shake any government in Maharashtra is those visuals of Lal Salam when they walk for the farmers. That is one time I have seen. I don't know, it's so disciplined, it's highly organized, and it is done so dignifiedly, with care, with concern, with empathy and compassion, that the minute, and in Marathi they're saying Lal Vadal, they call it, means it's a red storm. Trust me, any chief minister breaks into cold sweat when he sees those visuals of Lal Salam. He cannot fight it. And I've seen that happen in Maharashtra again and again and again. There are many people sitting here in this audience, Mr. Ranade, and a lot of them are sitting here who are, I have seen them work. It's amazing, and it's absolutely, it's reassuring for me that this country aaj bhi अच्छे और सच्चे लोग हैं. You know, that's what Lal Salam is all about. And another episode in my life, which is again connected to the Communist Party, is Sitaram Yechuri. There are two small anecdotes about him which I can never forget. And especially when I come from a Congress background where power matters to us, you know. I won't lie and say, no, I'm so good that I can live without power. No, we want power, but for the right reasons, not to harm anybody, but to serve everybody. But Sitaram Yechuri ji's two experiences which I have had is the president's election and the vice president's election. Arvind ji was an integral part of it. And this is where I see the power and dedication of the Lal Salam. He had nothing to gain. He had only to lose. We were going to lose the president's election. We were going to lose the vice president's election. He organized every meeting. He collected every opposition party. He found the candidate. He convinced the candidate who knew the candidate was going to lose. Even then followed up. He was in charge of the election. He was willing to become the in-charge manager, well knowing that there is nothing for him personally to gain. It was only about his ethics and values and nothing else. And it was, for me, I mean, after that, I really thought to myself, कि everything in life is not about winning. It's about fighting for the right cause. And don't worry about the end result. It's the effort that you make. It's just such a wonderful experience. And that's when I think this whole story of Lal Salam, the dedication, we may have slight differences in ideology. You may be completely differently. Like when I was thinking about this entire morning coming here and I was saying privatization, am I against privatization? I would lie if I'm not. I am not completely for privatization, but I think we need to have a mixed bag. Because when it comes to banking, it's slightly different. Because from the area where I come from, there's a huge cooperative banks and which are doing exceptionally well. And there are 2 success stories I would like to flag here. 3 actually. One is the Satara Cooperative Bank, Pune Cooperative Bank and the Saraswat Bank. All these 3 banks are such success stories. They speak the language of the people. I'm not against private banks. Good luck to all the big good banks, to all the good work they're doing. But an HDFC or any big bank cannot reach where the PDCC bank reaches the farmer, sits with the farmers, talks to the farmer. It's a cultural issue. It's not a personal issue. Please don't get me wrong. I'm not against HDFC or anything. They keep their clientele. The client is different. The market is different. Cooperative banks are about compassion, not just about Jan-Dhan numbers. They genuinely want to go into the home of that last person first. That's the policy of a cooperative. That's what cooperative movements are. And I admit that yes, cooperative banks have partially failed. I'm not saying all have failed. Partially have failed, but even private banks have failed us. So it's very unfair to say कि यार ये जो खराब हो रहा है वो सिर्फ कोऑपरेटिव में हो रहा है और जो प्राइवेट है सब अच्छा हो रहा है. नहीं सर, दोनों में गलती है. See, systems are never bad. It's people like us who are bad. So it's not saying that, oh, private is bad or cooperative bad. It's the people who are running it have made mistakes. You can't call systems wrong. So I think what we really need to put our minds here, there is so much wisdom in this room. जब तक घंटी नहीं बजेगी मेरा भाषण नहीं खत्म होगा. There's a big problem here. Nobody gave me a time limit in the beginning. And you know, इतना बड़ा audience तो मैं और अरविंद जी are so happy कि इतने लोग मिले आज. चलो आज बोल ही दे दिल खोल के. So you should never encourage. Please, when you call politicians, give them that घंटी before, because जब तक घंटी नहीं बजेगी हम लोग
घंटी नहीं बजेगी और हम लोग प्यार से सुन भी रहे हैं उसको.
नहीं इतना भी मत करो कि आपको झेलना पड़े. मैं और अरविंद जी को एक बार चालू हो गया हम लोग दोनों का ट्रेन बंद ही नहीं होता.
झेलने को तैयार हैं.
You all are very strong people, हाँ?
हमारे में बहुत धैर्य है.
हाँ वो दिख रहा है. इतना तो हम दोनों को झेलने के लिए आप तैयार है. But on a serious note, we really need to work out a plan. We need outcomes of this meeting. I mean, Arvind ji and me are here to support you. We'll support you. But I need to know, that's why I waited to hear 2 speeches. Because I want to know what I can do for you. For that, I need you to give us a charter, give us what your demands are, and please be rest assured that be it the Congress party, be it Maha Vikas Aghadi, we and all our partners, we will stand together with you. We will fight for you in Parliament. Your voice, we will be your voice in Parliament. We will definitely do that. ऐसी तालियां सिर्फ अरविंद जी को और मुझे हमारा इलेक्शन रिजल्ट में पड़े तो बस बल्ले बल्ले हो जाए. He has some voters here. I don't think I have any voters here today. एक आए, चलो एक तो मिल गया. एक तो 2-3 है, एक तो 100 के बराबर है. All. But on a serious note, we really need, everything cannot be about a fight with the central government. And I think after yesterday's result, central government must have realized that sab cheez, India genuinely likes compassion. Leadership, what is leadership? Leadership is about empathy and compassion. All big leaders globally, even today if you look at the corporate world, people talks about empathy and compassion. A leader who lacks empathy and compassion can never be a good leader in anybody's heart. So there are challenges, changes need to be made, But how and when is the question. In a country like ours, which is one of the fastest growing economies, and we don't need governments. Please don't, I mean, you all understand finance better than me. You don't need an able government. India would have reached a 5 trillion economy anyway because of Indian spirit. It has nothing to do with government. Actually, government should work harder to make it a $10 million, a billion dollar economy. That is the real game. So when it comes to finance, when it comes to numbers, when it comes to making changes, government should discuss, take stakeholders on board. What unfortunately happening in Government of India is there are no consultings. They take consultations when it suits them. They will call also people and stakeholders who suit them, which they want to hear, which is music to their ears, may not be music to our ears. So there's selective listening in this government. They listen very little. In that also it's selective. That is the problem of this government, and Karnataka has shown it to them. That, there's a saying in there, because they always say, Sama Dama Dandabet, Sab Chalalo. But this time, obviously, none of this has worked because India is full of very proud people. We don't like to get bullied. प्यार से करो तुम्हारे लिए जान दे देंगे. डंडा दिखाओगे तो I don't need to say what I'm saying. So let's work together. Please be rest assured, as an elected member and as a political party, as political allies, we are here to listen. We are here to debate. We are here to understand. And that's what I have come to tell you this morning. I hope by the end of evening, after you feel and you've thought through of all your deliberations, you all can give. I think Arvindji will anyway speak extensively about all this. But I hope you can give us a charter on behalf of all of us in Mahavikas Aghadi. We can even write to the Finance Minister of India. We can have initiate some dialogue. We have to keep engaging. We cannot say, "Humta sunta nahi." Arey sunta nahi, this is a democracy, sunna padega. That's the line we have to take. And Lal Vadal je aaye, bas, that is just fantastic. I mean, even Sri Ashok Dawle, I don't see he's here today. But when I see him, I'm like, his age is no number. It's all, I'm sure a lot of people know Ashok Dawle here. He's like a star. Every time I look at him and I say, ye aadmi thakta nahi hai kya? I don't even have the himmat to ask him. Because every agitation, he's like an 18-year-old. He's willing to pick up the carpet, chatranji, jhenda lagao. He's like a one-man army by himself. But this is the culture of the Communist Party, which people like us need to learn. That when there is a cause, the cause is always larger than human beings. We are only agencies to take that thought forward. So I really congratulate the entire team to be here. And I'm really overwhelmed with the people who have come internationally to support this large cause. People from the entire country have come to Mumbai. I welcome you all again. The official member of parliament from here, who is your official host, is Arvindji. So I'm going to dump all my responsibilities onto him now, because if anything goes wrong, we will catch him, and if all goes good also, we'll only give him the credit. Because he's our big brother watching here. I always tell him, I never take panga with him. Do you know why? I'll argue with any MP, but not with Arvind Sawantji. Why? Because he's my MP. I said, kal mera pani band kar dega to kya hoga mera? So I always tease him and I say, one MP, I'm not fighting with you. No, but on a lighter note, he's a large-hearted man. He's a God's good man. He's with the bottom of the pyramid at all times. So he's a really man of the people, and he's too emotional. I mean, leadership of compassion and empathy, Arvind Sawant is one of the best examples. वो यहाँ से कुछ करता ही नहीं, जो करता है दिल से ही करता है. वो थोड़ा problem है, everything दिल से है. But he's real, and we are so happy that he's represented us, truly made a difference to Mumbai in Parliament, in Mumbai as well. So I hope we can continue this deep relationship, commitment of delivering superior results. Unemployment is a huge challenge in this country, and that's why you notice nobody's discussing it. Everybody's discussing, wo chhod ke sari baatein ho rahi. So we need to bring the entire narrative back to India. Politics is not just about winning and losing election. It's truly making better in every human being's, every citizen's, every stakeholder's life. That's why we have come into politics, to make good policies. Policy छोड़ के सब बात कर रहे हैं हम लोग. कौन कहाँ क्या पहन रहा है, क्या कर रहा है, क्या खा रहा है, क्या पी रहा है, उसी में हम लोग we are all caught up in that. That's not the narrative. The narrative is, I ask myself every day, why did I join politics? I joined politics to make better legislation, to change people's lives who are my stakeholders, and you are my stakeholder. So every stakeholder who is sitting here, you are our stakeholders, and I commit here on the floor of this house that whatever challenges you have and your voice through all of us of Mahavikas Aghadi will be heard in Parliament again and again and again till justice is done to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Madam Sule ji. Namaskar and red salute to you. Please.
That you don't worry, that your dad will take care. But I can assure you, ma'am, 2024, anyway you are going to contest, we will all come and canvass for you. Comrades, as we said, we have another honored guest, Sri Arvind Sawant, Honorable Member of Parliament from Shivsena-Ubt. As I said, he is a friend of the All India Bank Employees Association. In every manner, he has been helping us in our struggles, in our demands. And so we would like to request him to kindly come so that we can honor you and then you can watch.
थोड़ी हाथ मिलाना आपको बस भाई चाहिए गरम हो रहे हैं धीरे धीरे और कॉन्फ्रेंस 3 दिन की है नहीं राय साहब ने लिस्ट नाम थोड़ी भेजा
नको ठेवून देत
हम तो श्रोता है महाराज सेपरेट है सेपरेट
नमस्कार हम लोग गुड मॉर्निंग किया तो सबने किया अभी नमस्कार करने में क्या तकलीफ है नमस्कार मी थोडंसं मराठीत सुरू करणार कारण इथे महाराष्ट्राच्या भूमीत आहे म्हणून जय महाराष्ट्र महाराष्ट्राचं दैवत आणि या राष्ट्राचं दैवत छत्रपती शिवाजी महाराज, ज्यांनी या देशाला संविधान दिलं ते परमपूज्य डॉक्टर बाबासाहेब आंबेडकर, आणि ज्यांनी आम्हाला घडवलं ते वंदनीय हिंदू हृदय सम्राट शिवसेना प्रमुख श्रीमान बाळासाहेब ठाकरे यांना अभिवादन करतो. मैंने ये अभिवादन क्यों किया पता होगा, मुझे मालूम नहीं आपको पता है कि नहीं. ये हमारी संस्कार है, संस्कृति है, इसलिए है कि ये सभी जो नेतागण थे वो प्रतिकूल परिस्थिति में लड़के लड़के फिर जीत गए. बाबा साहब आम्बेडकर जी को तो स्कूल से बाहर हटाया था. वंदनीय शिवसेना प्रमुख के ऊपर भी बहुत अत्याचार हुए, अन्याय हुए, जेल भुगत ली है. और छत्रपति शिवाजी महाराज ने स्वराज्य निर्माण किया. इस देश में स्वराज्य अगर किसी ने निर्माण किया, स्वराज्य की संकल्पना उनकी माँ जिजात माता ने दे दी. और वो संकल्पना जबकि उसके पिताजी आदिल शाह की नौकरी करते थे, और वो स्वराज्य की संकल्पना लेकर खड़े हुए. So the independence, the principle of independence was laid down by his mother, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. And Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj fought for the independence and became the Chhatrapati of this country. So this is what the history, and therefore they all fought against the odds, and came victorious. Today we have come together to do the same thing. All odds are going on, and we want to be victorious against this government. That is why we have come together. First of all, I'll say that let us celebrate the victory of democracy in Karnataka. It's a victory of democracy. And I welcome you in a city where the trade union movement was founded in 1920. This is the city where the trade union movement have started. And today on the dais, my friends, Honorable Rajan Nadar, Honorable C. Venkatachalam, my friend Dr. Vinay Vishwam, Comrade Amarjit Kaur, Comrade Pambis, and all other dignitaries on the dais, and all those who are so much with the energy of Lal Salam. I give them, to all those who are gathered together with the Lal Salam, I give them Bhagwa Salam from Mumbai to all you people. So Sapran Salam from my side to you. Let us come together. Today I don't know, sir, how you have invited me. Everyone knows that my party's name has been snatched away. My party's symbol has been snatched away. But still the people are with Uddhavji Thackeray. The hopes are with Uddhavji Thackeray. And they are supporting it. In that support,
That is because that is temporary and you are permanent.
Thank you so much, sir. Not only, sir, let me tell you what has happened. After this incidents of election commission and all those things, we have people who have stabbed us back, the Communist Party of India, their leaders approached Uddhavji Thackeray and told them, in this situation of crisis, we are there with you, Uddhavji Thackeray. So therefore I give you a Bhagwa Salam. You stood for that. We are together. And you must have experienced in the past. I have attended your number of symposiums. A Youth Federation also I once attended it in Mumbai only. At Mumbai it was there. Today we have gathered. I have just heard Supriya also. We are really worried. We are really worried about the policies of the government. And not only the policies of the government, the way they are implementing it is really hazardous to the banking, insurance, oil, every public sector industry, you can say. I still remember why Indira Gandhi ji has made nationalize this banking industry. The whole idea to nationalize the banking industry was that my banking industry should reach to the common people. It should reach at the very, very small villages. All the benefits to be given by the government for a common miller, maybe a farmer, very poor, he should have access of the banking industry in his village. This is one. And second was that to create employment for the people. So that was a major principle for which she has done the banking, nationalization of the banking industry. Today we are reversed it. The extreme leftists and extreme rightists, both are harmful. Both are harmful. We have to balance. The Nehru's economic policy was a mixed economy. It was said a mixed economy. And mixed economy only can survive this country because the reason is that the country's population. Don't forget that. We are just following the Western countries or America or some other European countries. The population of those countries is very, very negligible compared to that of India. Now, when you have nationalized the banking industry, the reach has enhanced and everybody got the benefits of it. But maybe there were some flaws, some fraudulent actions taken by some of the people. But the principle was correct. Today, you are going for a privatization. I would like to ask the Honorable Prime Minister, you got success in two things. You demonetize. The decision of the demonetization and that of Jan Dhan Yojana, it was just became successful because of the banking employees and the banking employees only. How much hard work they have done. Has anybody taken an analysis of it? Thought of it? How much bank employees worked day and night? What did you get out of it? What was the idea behind demonetization? आतंकवाद खत्म हुआ. आतंकवाद खत्म हुआ. अब तो ऐसी बात है कि about the economic policy of the government, Honorable Nirmala Sitharaman ji, the finance minister of the country, her husband says that whatever she is doing is harmful to the country. What more you want now to tell me? When her husband is saying that whatever she is doing is harmful to the country. Both these successes you cannot forget. And I still remember the people who died in a queues for the demonetization. Whether a single tear has come out of the eyes of the government. Did they lament? Did they pay homage to that? Did they say sorry for it? No. मरने दो, मरने से क्या होता है? मरने दो, हमें तो करना है बस. Not only privatization of bank, now the contract laborers. Even in SBI, recently they have recruited the people. They are on contract. Why you want people on contract? Why you are just following the ideas of the Western countries? In Western countries, definitely there are contracts. They go on shifting to so many companies. But the important decision of the Western countries is that they pay pension and they take responsibility for the health of the person till he is alive. Entire health responsibility is taken by the US government after the retirement, and he gets substantial pension, whether he works in private sector or any other sector. Here you say, you'll get pension, 1,500 rupees, 2,000 rupees, 3,000 rupees. What is this going on? Why you are killing, strangulating the public sectors? Public sectors are the assets of the company. Public sectors are the health of the company. Public sector, the strength of the company. All over when you go for a competition in the private sector, you find the Chinese companies or Korean companies who are achieving the tenders belong to public sectors. They are not private companies. Korean companies are public sectors in their Korea. Chinese companies are public sectors in their Chinese country. Why you are strangulating the banking industry? और मैं उससे बहुत व्यतीत हूँ. मैं इतना ही कहूँगा उसके साथ में, along with that, the changes in the labor laws cannot be ignored. Please take care, sir. Vishamji, we are there, you know it. And I have already spoken on that. All the labor laws, no doubt there were many labor laws. People were also misusing this too. But then what is that? What we have brought today? If a small industry of 300 employees, and if the owner wants to close it down, he doesn't have to take a permission from the government. He can close it down. What has happened to Nokia? What has happened to Jet Airways? What has happened to Kingfisher? What has happened to many of the IT sectors? They are narrowing down. Some of them have closed. What has happened to those employees at the age of 30, 40? Where they'll go? Nokia in Tamil Nadu. Somebody must be there present from Tamil Nadu. On one day, fine morning, the Tamil Nadu, the Nokia was closed down, and all those employees were thrown out without any remuneration. What they'll do? I'm really serious about it. And this confederation, this federation's symposium, or whatever it may be, you must take care of this. So in this conference, यहाँ भी लिखा था बचाना होगा. तो बचाना क्या होगा? सिर्फ एम्प्लॉयज को नहीं बचाना है, हमारे देश को भी बचाना है. हमारे देश को बचाना है. जिस ढंग से देश की तरफ देखा जा रहा है, हम हर जगह, मतलब आपकी रिपोर्ट आती है, आप तो you are the financial wizards. The reports which are coming from the entire world regarding the happiness count, the success count, regarding the finance, everywhere India is down. India is down everywhere. Nowhere they are up. I feel that this 29th conference, what has happened? Of late, Rahul Gandhi started with what? Naprat Chodo, Bharat Jodo. In trade union movement also, we have to jodo. We have to jodo, not only AIBEA. I give a word, sir. As your people approach Uddhavji Thackeray without thinking of a political differences, in the time of crisis, we must come together. And therefore I say, Bharatiya Kamgar Sena is there. As it is, I am a president of Bharatiya Kamgar Sena. I am a president of Bharatiya Kamgar Sena. All India president I am there. But still I say, I have come here to salute Lal Salam for this solidarity, for the unity I have come to. Bala Sahib used to believe in that. He always used to say that if the industry survives, the employees will survive. If the industry prospers, the employees will prosper. It is the principle. And before asking for any demand, don't forget the duties. So our people are doing the duties, but the demands are being ignored. And therefore, whenever you go for agitation, I am there with you, sir. I would like to say that only 100%. As she has just said, Supriya has just said, we will be there with you. You must have said it without your saying. Because in my heart, I am a worker. I am an employee. मैं कर्मचारी हूँ. मैं कर्मचारी था. मैं गवर्नमेंट का कर्मचारी था, सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट का. आज इतना दर्द होता है, BSNL बंद, MTNL बंद, और कौन कर रहा है 5G? पता है आपको? आपको पता है? एक उदाहरण देता हूं उसके लिए सर. आत्मनिर्भर भारत, ये सोच आने के पहले MTL का मोबाइल डाउन हो रहा था. So they went for a 5G equipment. Tender was floated and the tender was finalized. The company which got the tender was from China. And this Doklam incident took place and they said, no, Atmanirbhar, all trade ties were closed down with China. Now what to do? So then I wrote a letter to the Honorable Prime Minister asking him, allow them to buy it from the other states, other countries. Let them buy. The Honorable Prime Minister said, no, Atmanirbhar. Okay, Atmanirbhar, nobody is manufacturing, sir. 5G equipment is not manufactured in the country. Till date, not a single company is there which manufactures 5G equipment. But still, the Honorable Prime Minister says, Atmanirbhar. He wants to strangulate the public sector, BSNL and MTNL. And to whom he wanted to give it? Everyone knows it. 2 A's are there in this country. I am a third A, which is against him. Against the principle, not an individual, not against an individual. What is going on? So the Prime Minister launched it, 5G, of a private sector company. From where he got the equipment? He too got it from China. But there you are silent. Via Dubai. This is what is happening. Private banking. Are they our enemies? We don't say enemies. But don't treat us either as an enemy. They are your, अपना लाडला बच्चा हो गया. प्राइवेट कंपनी लाडले बच्चे और हम सौतेले. हम सौतेले बच्चे. तो बारी है ना पब्लिक सेक्टर, उसको बचाना है, बढ़ाना है. और इसलिए आज आपने जो कॉन्फ्रेंस दी है, मैं ज्यादा बोलूंगा नहीं क्योंकि सुप्रिया सुले जी ने बहुत कुछ बोल दिया है. उसमें हर जगह मैं हूं. मुझे वो क्रिप्टो के बारे में बोली. क्रिप्टो क्या है? ये तो गैम्बलिंग लगती है मुझे. ये तो बहुत बदमाशी है. विदाउट लीगलाइजिंग, विदाउट एनी लॉ. क्रिप्टो बोली ना. आई वॉज टोल्ड बाय मेनी पीपल. Let us, I think I would like to learn it from you. What you mean by crypto? Today I have come over here और इसलिए कहने आया हूं. मैं शिवसेना का हूं. हाँ हूं. अब कम्युनिस्ट को हूं तो क्या हो गया? देश की एकता के लिए हम अपना खून भी बहाएंगे लेकिन एक साथ रहेंगे और आपको न्याय देने के लिए जोड़ी. और आज जबान देता हूं सर आपको. आज जबान देता हूं. जब भी ऐसा वक्त आएगा, whenever such time arrives and the injustice done to the employees, Arvind Sawant will stand first for your justice, for your justice. Let it be on the floor of the parliament or let it be outside the parliament. I'll be there with you. But let us Bharat Jodo. So let us bring all unions together. They want it. They want it. United we stand, divided we fall. They want the division between the federations and the unions also. So let us, when we say in government, Mahavikas Agadi, have a different ideology. But let us fix two principles, at least for these two subjects will come together. So join together from a confederation of all unions. Let it be number is, don't bother. He has got very few number, let it be. But let him take in the stream. Take him in the stream. And the stream for the justice. Stream to fight against the injustice done by the government. And therefore, once again, I wish a grand success. This federation, आज की conference से, I wish a grand success to the conference. And again give a word. Whenever you feel there is something going on wrong, those people who are in Mumbai or in Maharashtra, they are welcome. My doors are always open for you. Always open for you. Every one of you. Just come, give me the brief, and you'll see the result. Arvind Sawant will never keep silence on your letter. I will immediately address the letter right from Prime Minister to everyone. And see to it that the justice is delivered to you, sir. Thank you so much. Jai Hind, Jai Maharashtra.
Thank you very much. Comrade, delegate session will continue. But in the meantime, we will hear the speeches of our guest, honored guest. Now I request General Secretary to call amongst the foreign delegates, foreign leaders, to address the gathering.
Yeah.
Another thing which I wish to communicate to you, that so far we have received 139 names. 139 names. I think further sending the slip will not be acceptable to us, the Presidium, because we will not be in a position to allow all of them to speak. Otherwise, I was asking Nanduji whether further one-day extension can be done or not. You can get the hall or not. He is inquiring. If it is okay, then day and night session we will continue for another 2 days. Be ready to hear 139 people. Or allow us to cut the names according to our wisdom. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Sir, Arvind sir, you have been talking to us about unity. We have Shivsena Union also in the banking industry, about which we have spoken. We have discussed the matter in the United Forum of Bank Unions, and we will also talk to your leaders in consultation with you and Anil Desai sir. we'll take a decision. Okay. Because we have to consult the other constituents of the United Forum. But we are with you. Thank you so much. And always you are with us. 100%. Ah, yes. Thank you very much. Now we have pleasure in inviting Comrade Madam Ivania Pereira de Silva from Brazil, leader of the delegation, to come. Please come for interpretation and translation. Please.